Okay, we're with Big John Hunton. How are you, Big John?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. John's the closer for the Grand Prairie AirHogs. He doesn't have his uniform on yet. I kind of caught him off guard. It's before he gets dressed before a game. Normally, players, I don't know. How do you feel about talking to people before a game? Do you get all jacked up? And
No, I'm usually good.
Yeah.
I'm good all the way up until maybe the 7th, 8th inning, and then that's when it's my turn.
Then it's showtime.
So I got to kind of get prepared mentally and focused, stretch and just kind of get ready.
How do you psych up for that? I mean, like you said, you got to come in probably with the game on the line.
I don't know. I kind of over the years I've learned how to just accept it. I don't get too over anxious, or I don't. I got to make sure there is some kind of adrenaline rush. But I mean, any situation I go in, I try to go and do my best, and of course, I try to strike out the side every time.
Gotcha.
Now I know that doesn't happen every time, or a lot of times, but that's the mentality I have going into an inning, and I just pretty much pitch with a purpose. I have a game plan as to what I want to do to the hitters before I get out there. So I just kind of stay focused and just kind of go at the task at hand and just prepare, and then I'm in there and it's ready to go.
Do you think closers are a little bit different breed than the average ball player?
A little.
How so?
The mentality, you got to be able to not want to fail, but you also got to be able to turn the page for the next day that if you do fail. Obviously nobody for a closer, the game's the line. It's the hardest 3 outs to get in the game, they say. And so, I mean, if you lose the game, everything's on you, because that it's magnified a lot more than than a starter is. A starter can pitch 6 innings, whereas a closer or reliever has 1 inning to do what they have to do and to get out, and they're done. But I mean, they just got to be a little off, a little. Every closer's kind of got his own thing. Whether it's whether what he does in the bullpen, what he does in the mound, but he's got to have that little bit of cockiness, arrogance, to where he doesn't give a crap what's going on. He's just doing one thing and to get you out.
I think a lot of people around here, especially, maybe can identify you with maybe Net Tally Police, the Rangers, or some, the closer, the guy that goes in and nails it down, and he's not successful every time.
No.
So, but you're right though. You got to come back the next day and be ready.
Really, I learned real quick that relievers, they have to have a short memory.
Yeah.
Especially closers. I know for me as a closer, and I've been a closer most of my life, it's either been an 8th inning guy set up or a closer, so it's kind of the same thing. I know that if you do struggle one night, I know the next night I want the ball, because I want to put that behind me and then start over clean again, to get something positive in my last outing.
Right.
Because from the time I do bad until the next time I pitch, I'm thinking about getting back out there and doing good. So yeah, you got to have a short memory. You got to forget about it. When you leave the field at night, that's when you got to get rid of it, so that the next day you fresh mind. You forget about it and you just do what do what you're supposed to do.
Well, that's good, and you've been pretty successful so far, and that's exciting too. So I know when talking about the AirHogs, I know it may not seem like it with the attendance and all, but it seems like that there's 40 or 50 people watching the game on the internet every night. So I know that there's a lot of interest from the fans, and so I know they're excited about you and all the rest of the new facets of the team being here. So I know that's exciting for the fans. Now, if we can just get them to come out and fill the stands, we'll be in great shape.
Yeah. I mean, we have a great park, and we're centrally located in the Metroplex. There's no reason why we shouldn't have crowds or good crowds out here, on a daily basis. We got a good team. We got new ownership who's turning it around from the past ownership that maybe pushed away the fans a little.
Right.
But I mean, I like the situation here. I just think, the thing we're lacking right now is the attendance and the crowd. That helps us because home field advantage. The crowd is a big part of the home field advantage.
Right.
Whether it's them cheering you on or them just being loud, it's always good to play in front of a crowd. I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons why we do this.
Right. That's right. Well, now, I know you're originally from New Jersey. We spoke yesterday, and I told you then, it doesn't seem like I don't know what the typical New Jersey person is like, but you seem like you're more mellow, more laid back than, I guess we here in Texas, we have this image of someone from New York or New Jersey being always in a rush and talking real fast and being rude, but you're not that way at all, you know?
Yeah.
I guess you're a Dallas Cowboys fan too, right?
I'm not. I'm actually a Jets fan.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different up north. You know, I lived there my whole life until I graduated high school, and then I've been living away from home since then.
It's been a good experience for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've played since my freshman year of college, I've played for 21 different organizations in whatever 10 years or so. So I mean, I've been traveling. You know, I went to 3 different colleges. You know, I did the summer ball and I played indie ball and the affiliated ball. So I've been all over the place, and I enjoy it.
Yeah. How does Texas rank with you?
Oh, well, obviously I live in Fort Worth in the off season, so I like Texas a lot.
Okay.
But somewhere along the way, traveling throughout all the different parts of the country, I've lost my Jersey accent, so to say. So I don't have that accent anymore, only on certain words. Or when I'm back home talking to my friends, it comes out. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I am kind of one that doesn't like to kind of go slow pace, especially driving. Like, I like to get from A to B as fast as possible instead of some of the other drivers where they kind of just, when they get there is when they get there. But yeah, I'm a little fast-paced, but yeah, I'm a little bit different than most typical New Jersey guys.
Okay. Well, John, I know you got to finish up, but let me just finish up with one last question for you. A lot of us, quote, civilians, unquote, wonder what a pro athlete does in the off-season. What do you do when there's no more baseball for the year?
Well, last year I played winter ball in Mexico.
How was that?
It was fun. I enjoyed it. It's really good talent. They have good. It's Mexico's major league. So you have major league players, obviously mostly Mexicans. Each team can bring in, I believe, 5 or 6 imports per team, and that's anywhere outside of Mexico. So you can get a guy from China, the United States, Canada. Those are all considered an import. Or sorry, an import. I played there 2 months. I liked it. I was there from October to November. Pays well. Good talent. It's another way to be seen by some other scout, possibly. I liked it. Now I want to do that again this year. So pretty much that's. I'm looking to go to Venezuela this year. It's another good league. But pretty much they gotta want to have to make me be one of their imports to go there. Since they only have a certain amount of them, it's kind of, they pick and choose wisely who they're going to get. So hopefully, if I just keep doing what I'm doing, I'll get a chance or an opportunity to go over there, make some good money again.
Cool. Well, John, it's been a pleasure meeting you, and we're going to get this locked up here on the blog tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get some more fans up here for you.
Yeah, all right.
And I like the way one of the biggest things for me is when you come on the field and they play that song. I'm not gonna spoil it for the people that haven't heard it yet, but you got to get out here and see Big John pitch. Okay? Hey, John, appreciate it, man.
Pleasure.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
You're welcome.